I'm going to tell you, they had this counselor that came up and wanted to speak to the judge. And the counselor spoke to the judge and got me in a group home in Long Island, tried to rehabilitate me before they sent me to, like, a bad place like that.
That's good. That's kind of the type of officer I was and advisor for some of the kids, because I knew that they were at an age that they were making bad decisions, but you know what? Sometimes their surroundings wasn't helping them in the community. So
I definitely surrounded.
Yeah, I tried to see the better side of it because I grew up in Brooklyn.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Parables from the Project podcast. I am your co-host, Mia, a.k.a. Nene from Pink Houses.
And I am Gordy. What's up, everybody? Gorgeous Gordy from Brownsville. Never ran, never will. Yo, check it out. We still doing it, y'all. Taking it off. What's up, Mia?
What's up, man? It's a sad day in L.A. You know,
it's a sad day all around the world.
This is one day after Kobe Bryant, a legend, icon, died in a helicopter crash. We want to acknowledge him, his daughter, Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, Kerry Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Christina Mauser, Sarah and Peyton Chester, and the pilot, I believe, Ara Zobayan. These 9 victims were killed yesterday when their helicopter crashed. We send up prayers for the families, man, and for everybody that is hurting from, of course, seeing Kobe Bryant flourish throughout his lifetime.
It's a sad day in New York and all around the world, I guess. But in our world, it's like me and Mia is doing a daddy-daughter podcast. We usually do our what's happening in our lives at this moment, and what's happening in our lives is that, reality is like crazy. Like, Mia, I don't know what it is, man. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for what happened to Kobe and his daughter. But I think just hug somebody every day. That's my take on it. I just think that, nothing is promised, and, every day later for the clouds. I know they trying to find an excuse for what happened, but, man, you try to, people always put it up against good and evil and why Kobe and, not somebody else. But, man, we all got a date already. You know what I'm saying? Like, live your life. Kobe lived a beautiful life, man. I mean, he worked really hard. He's going to live forever, you know what I'm saying? He's immortalized. That Mamba mentality. So, and he's done a lot, but he put a lot of programs already in place. So, man, we don't know what happened up there. We don't know. I ain't blaming nobody, man. I'm just, like, enjoying that Kobe was here. Like, I could get off this phone, we can have this podcast, and something could happen. There's crazy people go to work and get shot to death for no fucking reason. And, you don't know how it's going to go. So whether you're in a helicopter or on the ground, people slip and fall in a shower. Google that motherfucker and watch how many people died of that. People died. Kobe was a beautiful person, man. The family, my condolences. It's sad. I just went to my friend's wake, Ike, this dude from Brownsville, man. And this dude was, he was young, man. He was vibrant, chilling, you know what I'm saying? Mike was, and he died. He caught a heart attack in his house or something like that. I don't even know, you know what I mean? I've been in so many ways. It's like, I don't know, man. God is trying to tell you live your life, man, because, I got you. But I know it's kind of hard for people to believe out of when good people or when people that we perceive as, what shouldn't die. That shit shouldn't happen to Kobe. Like, it's about just the whole life experience. It don't matter where you from or who you are. Death is death, man. Life is life, man. Live your life. Celebrate Kobe, whatever he did, however he touched you, celebrate that shit. Be like, oh, shit, I remember I saw a game. Or, man, go hug your daughter. Like, I understood it from a long time ago, man. If you got kids, go get them motherfuckers. That's the freaking key to this motherfucker, because I know one thing. He came back to his family. Some of us men do some bull crap, and we just say, freak it, nah, we ain't going to try to make it work, nah. I'm out, I got money, I can do whatever I want to do later for this lady. But this dude came back to his family, yo. He was with his daughter. You know, he had the kids, man. I know it seems crazy that they died like that them other kids, that the teammates, yeah, if he wasn't rich. But, yo, I'm telling you, that shit could have happened any type of way. That shit was for them. There's no, don't give me this bull crap about rich and poor, or don't give me this bull crap about how he traveled, because people died sitting in a classroom. People died in the World Trade Center that had nothing to do with nothing. They probably was just passing through, like, yo, I'm gonna take the A train this time. Yo, I'm gonna get off and walk at Chambers Street and fuck around and never made it out of Chambers Street. So don't start dissecting on why this happened. You know, celebrate this man's life. This man touched a lot of hearts, man. He touched a lot of people, man. Yo, with his skills, talents, and abilities. So he touched these people. He touched his world. Like when stars died, just like he became part of our family, you know, conversation every day or every other day. Do the best you can in life. Help people. Take care of your kids, you know, run out there. If you ain't seen your kid in a long time, call them, do something. It's a lot of us that get caught up in some scandalous stuff, and we live our lives some scandalous ways. But we got family. And you can always go back to family and change. I know I did. I didn't talk to my daughter for 3 years when she was born. But when I came back and I got a second chance, if you keep waking up with that second chance, you keep waking up and waking up and waking up, those are chances to change your life. Go get your kids, man. Yo, because what's a sad thing is going without knowing them motherfuckers.
Right. You can't say that his other daughters, you know, didn't know him. I mean, even the daughter that, you know, even Gianna that passed away with him, like, you know, they were together all the time, like so much so that they ended up being together, you know, when both of them lost their lives. Like, that's a lot, but that's how much they were together. Like, he was really with his daughters, holding them down. And especially this one, he was invested in her, you know, basketball future. And then, of course, the basketball future of the team. Like, yeah, man, invest in your family. Know, you know what I mean? Know what you're doing. Know why you're doing what you're doing and what's your why, and prioritize those things that need to be prioritized. That's my take from this too, for sure. And legacy, like, he's leaving such a legacy that he's still going to be with us. We're still going to see Kobe's name. We're still going to see the Mamba, you know, Academy. We're still going to see his jersey everywhere. Like, but even if you didn't play, you know, sport, like, you know, what are people going to remember you by? What's your impact? So that's what I'm thinking for myself. I'm talking to myself, you know. And I'm thankful for every listener that, you know, encourages us. You know, shout out to Mr. Jance. Shout out to my cousin Brian. You know, everybody that encourages us to keep going for this podcast. Because if we were to just, you know, we could die while we're recording the podcast. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. So, you know, we would have died right now, but you would know our thoughts. You would know our stories from what's on this podcast. We hope that it can inspire somebody to tell their story, too. I mean, our goal is to bring comfort, to bring inspiration, to bring hope, right? That's what people brought us. That's what God brought us. And so we want to bring that to other people.
Yo, on that note, we're going to keep it rolling. Listen, life is to be lived, right? And what I'm trying to get out of what the goal, one of the goals, there's probably 50 goals in this podcast, is one of the goals is that, you gonna fuck up. You gonna mess up in life, man. And you might not. So, I mean, if you're one of them perfect people, then be you. But I'm from the projects, and I'm just trying to tell you, like, growing up without a pops, and that did not affect me. It probably did change my mind, but I wasn't like, oh, my God, my pops not here. I just went and got my own. And I'm going to tell you something, right? It was some bad stuff. You know, I did some bad stuff. But the parables on the project is that there is when you change, like, the Bible will give you something, like, it says, like, you become a new creature. And I think I've said this in this podcast before. It's the people who think that they done messed up so bad that they can't turn around. That you done down or did drugs, I'm a drug addict, or whatever you thought you was, that holding you back from being a father, or from being from just living your life. Well, we've said this a lot of times on this podcast, but that's why I'm gonna say, we just gonna keep doing the podcast, and we gonna pray for Kobe's family, and we just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna pray for the world. We just want to keep the podcast rolling. We want to let y'all know, the story. We want to get the whole story out there. We want to turn it into a book, turn it into a movie, turn it into a Netflix special, turn it into a weekly series. We want to do it all because I'm going to tell you, we're trying to reach the ones that's the unreachable motherfuckers, the motherfuckers who don't nobody care about.
So now we are going to our next portion of the podcast. We have a wonderful special guest, Karen Pilgrim. She is going to tell us a little bit about her parables and, her stories, not necessarily from projects, but she's Brooklyn born, just like me and my dad. Just to let you know a little bit about her, Karen Pilgrim is a Vision Board Strategist, motivational speaker, a mentor, a consultant, and an author. She is the CEO of Vision Board University, and she has lived her life in dedication to investing in her children, students, colleagues, and community. Let's welcome Karen to the podcast. Woo!
What's up, Karen?
Hey. What's up, Karen?
Hey. And how are you?
I'm good. I feel so blessed that I woke up this morning.
Amen.
Word.
Amen.
Word up,
Amen.
Karen, man. That's my new thrill in life, is opening my mother freaking eyes. Be like, another day, God, let's do it.
That's right.
Right, man. Especially, in light of the recent tragedy, you know what I mean? 9 people, went in a helicopter ride not thinking that, that was going to be their last day here on this earth. So, we're definitely thankful, for every breath, every morning that, we get to do this life thing one more time.
Yeah. The one thing I want to say is that with Kobe Bryant passing away, it definitely hit home. It left the impact on the world because it just it lets you know, and you have to ask yourself, what are you doing to make an impact in the world? What will you be remembered for? Because some people get up, they have talents and dreams, and they keep it to themselves, and it doesn't make sense. What you going to do, die with your dreams? Kobe shared. He was grateful. He loved his family, and he gave back to the community. And everybody is a story. I mean, I even have a story that my nephew played for his AAU team, and he took time out to tell the bench warmers, no matter what happens in life, tune out all the noises. Tune out all the noises and focus on what you got to do. So this man has blessed many, and you know what? Tomorrow is not promised. It is not promised. Yep. Whatever your vision is, whatever your dream is, live it to the fullest, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Amen. Amen. So true.
Mia, I'm honored that you were persistent about getting me on here because you have been so patient.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I'm glad that we caught you. That's why I was like, look, you know what I'm saying? Let's make this happen. The Parables from the Projects podcast is really about inspiring hope in people and letting them know, no matter where they came from, that with God, anything is possible. So can you tell us where your journey began, and especially your journey in faith, too?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to tell you that your title of your podcast is amazing. It's amazing. Parables from the Projects.
Wow.
Parables from the Projects, that's so powerful because you know what? You always told me your story, and being from the projects, it's a technical word. It's a technical word that they gave the community because all the buildings look the same. So it was a project of how to keep people in there and keep them in a cycle that they can't break. But you know what? You are a parable from the project that broke a cycle, and you were the project on how to get out of the project.
Wow.
So you passed that test.
I can leave on that note. Wow. I could be out on just that and start yelling.
Yeah, listen,
I'm about to take notes.
Listen, I come from Brooklyn, right? And I have 2 parents. And I lived in a house, a brickstone, brownstone house. But understand, the same problems they had in the projects, we had over there also. My parents still had to pay bills. My parents still had to go out and make it happen. We still had to get ourselves up and look out for each other. No matter what, from block to block, we had to look out for our community, look out for our siblings, look out for our family, and keep it moving. But it was a mindset that my parents always told us. They came here as immigrants, where people told them they were less than. My mom was a nurse in Trinidad. My father was an architect in Grenada. They got here and ended up being a dishwasher, and my mother was a nanny. They didn't allow people words to keep them down. My father was like, I just got to keep going, get back in school, do what I got to do, and prove everybody wrong. And we grew up with that mentality that no matter what happens in life, you push through. You push through. And me, growing up in Brooklyn, my father was he was a mechanical engineer. So his talent took him to many different states. So we moved to Iowa, and then we moved back to Brooklyn. We moved to Michigan. We moved back to Brooklyn. We moved to Puerto Rico, back to Brooklyn. So his talent was always needed to build different buildings all over the world, but my father never left us behind. We got like 1 week notice. Family, we got to go. And we just packed up and left. Never had a best friend. I never had consistency in my life. I was in 13 different schools, so it made me kind of a chameleon. So any place I went, I tell you right now, Mia will tell you, we'll be on the train, I'll talk to anybody. I always feel like unless you speak to someone, you don't know what's going to happen the next minute. Who's going to save your world or make a difference? So me growing up with that mindset of my parents always being hard workers, okay, this is parables to the project. Most of the people in the projects have grown up on social services, and in my house, that was a no-no. My parents were like, you got 2 legs, you got 2 arms, you go make it work. But in my head, I was like, if you got some social services, that could help us to get a leg up, and then we can keep it moving. But my father was like, no, nobody's putting our numbers in the system to make us part of the statistics. We're not doing that. We're going to do everything. I've never seen a food stamp. Not to say that I haven't used them, please. We have friends that I get them.
Right.
But
keep it a buck.
Right. I never physically, like in our house, my parents have never had that. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but that's the way we grew up. We weren't bougie. We weren't rich. We had enough to make us stable in everything that we needed. We had a roof over our head. We had food on the table. But we just knew that we had to get our education in order to make a difference. Come to find out, that ain't so true. You get your education, you still owe the school loan $70,000. But if somebody would have taught me to be an entrepreneur earlier, I wouldn't have to have all these debts. So coming from Brooklyn, you're always hustling. You're always grinding. Yeah. You end up learning to braid hair. You write papers. Even babysitting or walking somebody down the block, you're going to make some money. But what are you going to do with that money? Are you going to flip it? Or are you going to keep it to yourself or spend it and buy a Gucci purse? That's the type of thing I grew up with, the mentality I grew up with. But as I got older, went on to college, from high school at Wingate, went to college in Michigan. I ended up getting married my freshman year. I was 18 years getting married to my so-called high school, college sweetheart. Now, when I approached my parents, I asked my parents, I said, Dad, he wants to marry me. He loves me. My parents said no. They said, absolutely not. You need to finish college, and then you can make that decision. And I tell you, one thing the Bible says is honor your mother and father that your days may be long. I didn't honor my parents. I went ahead and did my own thing. And 23 years later, I ended up with a divorce. I had 6 kids with me, and I lost everything. But when you have faith in yourself and in God, you can rise above anything. Not only that, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm going to make it happen.
Right, you're going to figure it out.
Exactly. But from there, I was working in corrections. I was working with group homes, and I always worked with boys. Always worked with boys. I also worked at a home in West Park, New York, which is upstate New York. It was called St. Cabrini Homes, and I worked with girls and boys there. From there, I was doing vision boarding but didn't realize it was visioning because these kids, I could relate to them because coming from Wingate High School, you saw kids that needed things but didn't know how to get it. Or did no. And they knew how to get it, but they knew how to get it illegally.
All right, listeners, so we actually have a break in the story. Surprise! So when we first got on the phone with Karen, the conversation just was organic and it just went going because Karen and my dad found out that my dad almost went to a correctional facility that Karen used to work in called Tryon. So here's a little piece from when we first got off the phone, and the conversation was so good, I had to just start recording and insert it here. I thought this would be a good place to insert the story. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to come back to Karen's story after.
Tryon was the lockup. That was the bad boy. So I had a angel in the outfield. I don't know. So when I went to class, I had 7 open cases when I was 15, and they were sending me to Tryon. And I'm going to tell you, they had this counselor that came up and wanted to speak to the judge. The counselor spoke to the judge and got me in a group home in Long Island, tried to rehabilitate me before they sent me to like a bad place like that.
That's good. That's kind of the type of officer I was and advisor for some of the kids, because I knew that they were at an age that they were making bad decisions, but you know what? Sometimes their surroundings wasn't helping them in the community. So
definitely surrounded.
Yeah, I tried to see the better side of it because I grew up in Brooklyn. I went to Wingate High School. So
I used to live by Wingate. All my friends went to Wingate.
Yeah.
So I didn't do high school. Word. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to Mahalia Jackson Junior High School. So I was surrounded by a lot of kids that were either gang affiliated, their parents were gang affiliated, and I came from a home with 2 parents. My dad was from Grenada, my mom's from Trinidad. They migrated here, got married after a short time, and this year they celebrated 50 years. But I kind of knew, I got to know right from wrong from my upbringing. But the kids that I were around, they were, I don't want to call them street kids, but they were in the streets all the time. And I always wanted to dibble and dabble in that, but it wasn't cool. And, I had that father like, you better be in the house before sunset. And I had brothers, and my brothers went to Jefferson High School. So
in East New York? In Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn.
In East New York, right? Oh, yeah. God, yeah. That was a... Whoa.
So I, in high school, being at Wingate, we had a lot of bloods and whatnot, and I dated a lot of the drug dealers. I thought it was cute. It wasn't cute. I was a basketball player. But, when you're that Christian girl, the bad boys look good to you.
Wow. Yeah. Your story, so that story goes directly with my story. The reason, so I got arrested in my 8th grade class, and I became famous with the girls. So that I was like, I'm gonna be a hustler for the rest of my life. Word, that's what you said, because the girls like the bad boys, and I couldn't really read good, and that was like depressing because kids used to laugh when you start reading. So
kids will laugh, but you always find that girl that want to save somebody, and I was that girl
and that was you.
That was me.
Tracy, I got a whole joke about that word. Wow.
I was a good girl that loved to play basketball, but it's something about those bad boys. And here's the other thing. I was 15 at Wingate, and here's these guys that were 21, 22 hanging outside our school. When I think about it in the present time, that is...
It was me. Nah.
But,
how old are you now? You older than me? You old? You older than 50?
I'm old. I'm about to be 50 July 4th.
So, listen, you about to be 50?
I'm about to be 50 July 4th.
That's the exact age. He would have been exactly 6 years, right?
Yeah, right. That was the age we was hanging in front of Wingate. Me and Rock and them went to, but they were seniors probably when she was a freshman.
Yeah,
I didn't go to Wingate. I hung out in front of Wingate.
I went to Wingate, and I went to Erasmus for night school.
I went to Erasmus. I was supposed to be in Erasmus, so that was my high school that I was supposed to be in. I went in there like 2 days, them big-ass hallways. I was like, I'm never coming back here. Then they had them Jamaican gangs back then. They used to rob niggas in the hallway with guns.
Exactly. Because at the time you had the Jamaicans, the Panamanians, and me being American born, but having a Trinidadian mother and a Grenadian father, they used to call me Kalaloo, because Kalaloo means you're mixed. So when it came to the gangs, when you sat in the hallway, you were broken up by your country. And I was sitting in the middle, but I was the type of person, I was friends with everybody. So I stayed.
That's why I survived. That's how I survived. I was friends with everybody.
Yeah, I was friends with everybody. The drug dealers that I dated they knew that I was like that innocent girl, but they tried to like make me a runner. I wasn't into that. And that's how I lost boyfriends. They were like, oh, you're not going to do this? Or you're not going to have sex? Because I think I was one of the only virgins at school. And I loved being a virgin. And I told everybody. So all the drug dealers were like, yeah, we're going to get her. We're going to pop that cherry. That one right there. But that was I loved myself enough that I respected myself, that everybody used to be like, oh, Karen don't smoke. She don't do weed. She don't do this. But I was that person that they wanted to get to. I was that challenge.
Wow, Karen.
Yeah.
You're killing me right now. Word, you killing me. You are. That's crazy. You said the guys used to hang out. Let me see. What year is that? Because I used to live on Schenectady, and so I'm from Brownsville though. But my friends used to go to Wingate from East New York. My mom's moved from East New York to Flatbush.
It was like 86.
No, you was born, Mia, in 84. So it had to be 84, 85, because your mom still was she used to bring you to my house over there.
Wow.
Yeah, in Crown Heights.
I was at Wingate in that time. Yeah, and I don't know if you know, during that time, that 84, 85 time, that's when they started splitting up the schools into zones by what you wanted to do.
I didn't know nothing about school back then. I just hung out in front of them and tried to get my friends to cut.
See, so you were the guy that I would be like, ooh, who that over there?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We had money and we always dressed. We was robbing and stealing. Shit. Yeah. I definitely was that guy. Word.
That was the time of Fila sneakers, acid wash.
Fila sneakers, all that shit.
But you know what? It was a great time. That was a great era for hip hop, because hip hop was.
That was a great era, right? That was just starting.
It was the dope time. That was the time of ciphers. That's when people were actually making good music and making some sense. And that's what
trying to fight the power and shit. Yep.
The vibe was crazy. Tribe Called Quest was my people. Busta Rhymes. It was an incredible time. It was an incredible time. But from there, when I graduated high school, I went to college at Andrews University, because I grew up a Seventh-day Adventist. Meaning we went to church on Saturdays. We came in the house Friday, sunset. But, of course, I wanted to sneak out. I wanted to go do this, you know. But
hey, Karen.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Karen. Hey, Mia, should we introduce her, or should we just go, you're going to edit it and introduce her? Because we done did a whole podcast just now.
I know.
Hey, Karen.
Yes, sir.
You just did exactly what the Bible be talking about. Like, our story was you know, it's crazy. I never knew that. She's from BK to the fullest. Wow.
I'm from BK to the Hawthorne, between Brooklyn and New York, right behind Kings County Hospital.
Wow, yo, and that was Jamaica. That was Jamaica back then. Yo.
Man, glad I captured that moment. All right, so we are going back to Karen's story. Karen, take it away.
Instead of using their God-given talent and getting it legally, they ended up in a jam and ended up in jail or group homes or being sent away somewhere. So seeing them coming in, I'm like, okay, if you're a drug dealer, what can we do to flip that so when you go home you could do something different? Let's take your talents of counting money or creating something, and let's make it legal. Let's learn how to make some lip gloss. Let's learn how to make some lotion. And then the marketing plan already. Give away a little for free, and you get your customer, and they're going to be stuck with you. So all that came in handy as visioning, but I didn't know it was visioning. So when I got divorced and didn't have anything, I started pulling stuff out of my purse, which was my Metro card, a picture of my children, and my my Planet Fitness card. Those things is what kept me afloat, because I ended up homeless. And when you're homeless, you have a place to go. When you're supposedly a business person, people looking down on you. You can't reach. For me, I couldn't reach out for help, because I'm like, they're gonna look at me crazy. I just owned 2 businesses. I was working hard, and now I have nothing. So I would go to Planet Fitness, take a shower, and then just ride the train, looking for jobs, looking for what I can do. And I had a friend that reached out and was like, yo, just come to my house, take the couch. And that's where everything started falling into place. Mr. Eric Thomas, who happened to be one of my college peoples, he reached out and was like, yo, I heard you're going through a divorce, and Quest is the person that was there for me and walking me through the process, and was like, Karen, you know what? This is a journey. You're going to rise above this. Things like this have to happen. Now, I know that in my head, but for that to happen to me who thought I was a good person helping other people and nobody could reach out and assist me, I was like, wow, I never thought I would hit rock bottom like this. And Mr. Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip-hop preacher, he was like, Karen, stop crying about it. Girl, you got a story, and someday somebody going to pay you for that. He said, you got to get out there and just tell people your story. Just get out there and tell people your story. From there, I ended up going to a shelter to volunteer some time and speak to some women. When I went to speak to these women, and I was telling them, you know, my husband, he said he don't love me no more, and I had to leave the house, and blah, blah, blah. And these women were like, you inspired me. My husband broke my nose and threw me down the stairs. And I'm sitting there like, what? Somebody broke your nose. And here I am crying about some man that just didn't love me.
Wow.
I was like, this is crazy. Karen, you got to pull up your bootstraps and love yourself and be grateful that you're here able to speak to somebody. You don't have no cigarette burns on you. Your nose not broken. Some man told you he didn't love you. Okay. We brush it off and we keep it moving. And I ended up speaking in, I started speaking in the group homes, and it started elevating to colleges and high schools. And one day at Morehouse College, while I was speaking my truth to these young people, these young men said, I'm there speaking to them and saying, if you want to master your craft, you have to get your certifications, you have to get your degree, you have to love what you do, find your purpose. And one of the young men said, Miss Karen, you got a degree in vision boarding? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, right. He called you to the carpet.
And in that moment, I stopped everybody and I said, look it up on the computer and see if there's a degree in vision boarding. And sure enough, they had a license for Vision Board Strategist. And when I researched it, I said, give me the number. I need to get licensed in this. And the lady I reached out to, she didn't pick up the phone for 3 weeks. I called 16 numbers. Can I speak to Judith Schwartz? Can I speak to Judith Schwartz? And come to find out, she is Oprah Winfrey and Ava DuVernier's vision board lady. And I said, in the world. And just from my message from her, I was calling and I said, I don't know what this is, but I need to do this. Please call me as soon as you get a chance because I love visioning and I need to get certified as soon as possible. When she called me, she said, I usually don't train people. I have assistants that do that, but your message got me out of bed, and I'm so excited to talk to you. She certified me 6 months later, and I've been traveling around to different schools, corporations, and now I'm going overseas to go speak at some schools in Grenada, West Indies. And it's been a blessing. So, you know, that tragedy, it became a savior. It became a lifesaver for me. So people that come out of the projects, honestly, I admire them because that's a tough road to be in. You don't know if you're going to make it home to your door the next day. Bullets are just going all over. I loved hanging in the projects because my friends, we played double dutch. I was the only black girl that didn't know how to jump, but I loved to turn.
Wow.
I loved playing.
Wow.
And I feel like you don't have parables from the projects, but like I feel like everybody might not have grown up in the projects, but I feel like everybody has gone through something. So I feel like your parables come from your pain. You know, like you have stories from your pain. So it's like parables from the pain, parables from through this situation where you thought, you know what I mean, like it was okay, or where you hit rock bottom, but you know you were able to use that for a foundation to launch you into your purpose, or to launch you into the next phase of your purpose. You know what I mean? Because you raised a beautiful family. You know, you still have, you know, your 6 kids, and I'm sure grandkids, you know, everything. So, you know, you have a beautiful family from that. But now your parables from this pain situation, you know, you were able to, you know, have an amazing story, and now sharing it with others.
Yeah, it's parables to purpose. It's your decision what's the future, no matter what happens in life. Because projects or not, everybody got a situation. Everybody got a journey.
Everybody
Projects,
got a story. So,
it's a word. It's just a word. It's just a word of people just living in this dynamic that's there that seems like a jungle. But people make it out of there. And it's what you decide to do with your future. No matter where you are. You could be living in Trump Towers. You could be living on Fifth Avenue. It's about the decisions you make in life. And no matter, I lost everything, but I've gained so much. I've gained a beautiful friendship with you. You taught me so much.
Wow.
See you every time with your smile and all the things that you have achieved. You're a blessing to so many. And to hear your father and you guys have that relationship, you may be from the projects, but guess what? You got love. You have love for each other. No matter what has happened in life, you have each other.
Amen.
So you know what? These parables, it needs to be in a book. When you do your podcast, each one needs to be a story in your future book. Because I'm waiting for your book.
It's coming. It's coming. Our book is coming for sure. Me and Pop, we're gonna get it out there.
It's a must because our lives. Look at this Kobe Bryant tragedy is a wake up call to all of us. Tomorrow is not. I could be sitting here right now.
Next minute is not that, right?
Exactly. I could be sitting here talking to you. I'm 49 years old with 6 great kids. I'm alive right now, but my heart could give out on me. I could die sitting right here. Every minute counts. If you got something on your heart and you want to reach out to somebody that you hurt or you need to ask for forgiveness, just do it. There's no perfect time for anything. Just do it. I mean, I had a conversation with my ex-husband today, and I was like, okay, he was saying some stuff that I was like, whatever, but we could at least communicate with each other. We went through something, we can overcome it and at least speak to each other for our grandkids and for our children. You ain't got to be whoop-whoop with somebody, but just get that off your heart because it's toxic. And when you have toxicity in your life, your vision does not have clarity. You can't have positive and negative living in the same place. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Yep.
In order for you to progress in life, you have to have clarity. In order for you to have clarity, you have to live your truth. In order for you to live your truth, you have to ask forgiveness. Once you ask forgiveness, be grateful. That's it. That's it. Life is
I love
it. Gotta get my notepad out for you.
Daddy, I was gonna say, you have any questions or anything you want to add to?
I kind of answered everything. I'm telling you, man, it was so much of the story that I'm trying to tell. So I couldn't even. I was in awe. We are out here. We're about to do something big, in all of our lives. It's crazy how her story is the same thing. It's like the same task, the same thing I'm trying to tell these people. It's like I told this dude, the security dude at my job, he was working. I said, "Yo, he's from the hood, but he ain't." He said he never did crime, he never been to jail, and none of that. I said, man, and he said his brothers had been. But I said, Joe, man, you know how hard it was for you not to do it? That shit is crazy. So you can never think that just because you didn't take that path, like he said, she didn't have sex. That was looked at as bad. You was like, oh, whatever, a church girl or whatever, or ain't nobody mess with you, and you had to make a decision. If you had to make a choice. I chose to be a freaking hustler. I'm telling you, words. It's crazy that story. And I just want everybody to get everybody's story from that from a project. And project is the word for she broke it down. But that's like every neighborhood. I can't even go on stage. I don't even have a voice right now. I don't even think I know I can't go on stage. Word.
You know what's incredible, Gordy, is I'm 49 years old, and I've never touched alcohol. I've never smoked weed.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, peer pressure took me in, word. Till I learned to stand on my own 2 feet, man. But that's I went.
Here was the thing. First of all, I had the foundation of prayer, right? Not to say that everybody that grows up in church stay in church, because we're going to dibble and dabble. We're going to try to figure it out for ourselves. But I have family members that are alcoholics. I saw that, and I said, that would never be me. I don't want to be in a mindset that I don't know what's going on around me. I saw my roommate in college get raped, and they dropped her off on the front lawn, and I had to come out with a towel and put it around her and bring her inside. I don't want that. And this is a private school. We went to a church school. And they throwing parties on the campus, and she's drunk. Your parents sent you to school to get an education, and you here getting drunk, and they doing stuff to you, and you don't even remember? Nah. I'm high off of life. I'm not even going to say I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I am not perfect. I just make different decisions. And some people ask me, you know, like, Karen, how do you get to that point? I have days that I feel down, and when I feel down, I go for a walk. When I go for a walk, the fresh air gives me that natural endorphin, that my wheels start spinning and they start thinking, and I start thinking of creating things that can make a difference. But if you're depressed, if you say the word depressed, your brain starts to let that marinate, and then it starts allowing your body to behave as such. Just imagine if you wake up every morning and you say, Karen, you are so beautiful. Karen, you are great. Karen, you are positive. You are going to make a difference. You start saying those words, you start believing it, and your brain starts to believe in it, and you start to walk in those actions. So we have to learn to switch our mindset. What are we watching on TV? Is it positive or negative? What are we listening to? Who are we surrounding ourselves with? If everybody takes a chance right now and look in their phones and see the last 5 conversations you had, are those people investing in you, or are they depleting you? Are they calling you to talk nonsense that can get you in trouble? Or are they talking about things that can help you get to the next level? When you learn to decipher what's good in your life, you learn to ignore people. You learn to tune out the noises. You learn to delete people out your phone and out of your life. They just can't take this journey with you because you're on a different path. So your vision starts from the minute you wake up in the morning. What are your actions that you're taking to get clarity in your life? When you wake up in the morning, are you saying a prayer? Are you meditating? Are you drinking water to get out all the toxins? Are you turning on the TV to hear the stupidness that Trump is doing? Or is the TV off and you're thinking about the plan you have for the day, the vision for the day? Who am I going to inspire? Who am I going to learn something from? Who am I going to bless? It's all about your mindset. I'm big on listening to podcasts, on listening to books and reading certain books. The 4 Agreements is one of my favorites. And then I have Think and Grow Rich, the black version. You start putting that knowledge into your head, you think differently. You have Teflon on, like nobody can mess with you. They can't tell me that vision boarding is garbage. No, I'm going to take it to another level, and I'm going to end up on every block in Brooklyn and teach the kids in Brooklyn how to visualize your best self. Understand that your situation right now in your present time, it's happening because it's teaching you to be stronger. Live in your future. Live in your best future. Don't live in your present time. You're going to be there, of course. But everything that happens, live in your best future. Visualize yourself being great, not being broke, not being dumb, not doing foolery. See yourself elevating that you can make a difference in your life, your family's life, and your community's life. And that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
Hey.
Listen, Karen.
That's it.
We don't have enough. We don't have enough time to hit. Yo, we gotta move in together. Yo, we gotta hit every other. Yo, like we supposed to end this. I got a show to go to. I know Mia. Girl, you got us messed up over here. Yo,
we appreciate you.
No, I'm saying, but how do we gotta stay in touch, Mia, because your father needs every word of that. So I still drink, I still hang out, but I do here's some shit I want to stop doing, like, and it'll drag me back, and it's different. But listen, you got me mad hype.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing about you. You're speaking your truth, and you will honestly have to say, well, younger, I was a hustler. I did some dumb stuff. I ended up locked up. And you said it from 15 or all the group homes you went through. That was part of your journey, okay? That's not your DNA. That was just part of your journey. Your DNA is greatness, but you have to make the decision. You know what? Today at, what time is it? It's 6.
It's 8:16.
Today is 8:15. I am making a commitment that when negativity comes my way, I'm turning my back to it because I got a beautiful daughter out there working hard and grinding to make a difference in this world, and it starts with me as a father. Me as a father, I got to show my baby girl this is the right way to go. This is the type of man you want in your life. Because you are an example to your daughter. You got to remember, as a girl, you start looking for a man that reminds you of your father. If you want to be that great father, change today. Change right now. What happened yesterday was a learning lesson. What's about to happen in the future is a teachable lesson. It's up to you. It's your mindset. It's your choices because it takes 1 second to get in trouble and a lifetime to clear your name. So you have to make that decision. You can do it. You can do it. But God has a reason for you to be here, to tell your story. You better utilize that story and save some lives. Because I know you've been through some stuff. I hear it in your voice. I hear it in your commitment. And I hear it in the love for your daughter. You've been through some stuff. Tell your daughter your true story. Tell the community your true story. And it will help you rise above any negativity that comes your way. Because once the word gets out that, you know what, he turned his life around, they're not going to mess with you. But if they know you're going to fall for the foolery, they're going to always come your way. But when they know that you got Teflon on, just like I said, Karen's a virgin. You can't even play with that. You can't even rock with her like that. She's going to turn you down. Because I love myself enough to know I don't want no disease. I'm not putting no penis in my life that's coming with issues. Because everybody that comes into your body, you're bringing all their other partners and all their issues. And it's the same thing with people that come into your mindset. You don't want them pouring any foolishness into you. You get to make that decision. Nah, bruh, you're not going to rob nobody with me. We're not doing that tonight. My daughter is out there hustling. I'm going to hustle with her. And she hustling the right way. It's up to you to make that decision. If you love her, you will not allow negativity into your life. And that's just love talking to you.
Yeah. Well, amen.
I'm so glad I got this time to spend with you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you for sure.
We got to do this again, and we got to come together. Listen, vision boarding is not just for December and February.
Right. Again, thank you so much, Karen, for coming on. So definitely a friend of the podcast, and you know what I mean? We look forward to the future.
But to everybody that's out there listening, support this podcast. It's dope. It's fire. It's inspiring. Follow the team, daddy and daughter, girl daddy.
Yeah. Right. Girl, hashtag girl dad.
That's
Karen,
right.
Where can people follow? Where can people follow and support you and find out more info about you, book you?
So they can go to my Instagram, which is _Vision Board University. They can also go, my website is up and coming. It's going to be Vision Board University. I will be speaking. I will be doing another TEDx at the ending of the year, and I will also have some merch that will be coming out, some affirmation bracelets, affirmation socks. So I'm going to have some dope stuff that's going to be coming out. Some speaking engagements that's going to be coming out soon. It'll be on the website, and it will be Vision Board University. I will let you know so you can announce it to the world. But right now, everybody can follow me on Instagram. Go follow me. I'm there. You can DM me if you want to book me, and my assistant will get in touch with you as soon as possible because we got to make this happen. Tomorrow is not promised.
Yes, I love it. Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Man, I just want to say that our Parables from the Projects Person of the Day, we're going to go ahead and dedicate this episode in memoriam to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to Gigi. Rest in peace to, the Altobelli family. For sure, man. The pilot and the coach. Man, shout out to all the families. Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. So everybody, thank you for listening. Make sure you share this episode. Make sure you follow Karen at _Vision Board University on Instagram. Make sure you follow the podcast, #ParablesFT Projects. You can find us on Facebook. We're, you can go to our website, parablesfromtheproject.com, and we shall see you next time. Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.